Welcome to the Emerging Designer Intensive webinar series. Today we'll be focusing on the importance of having marketing and point-of-sale materials and why you need them. Copyright notice. This publication of the Emerging Designer Intensive series is copyright 2011 by the Fashion Potential LLC, who has the exclusive proprietary rights under the Copyright Act to make and distribute copies of this course. No part of this course may be reproduced, revised, or distributed in any form or by any means. That includes photocopying, emailing, recording, and uploading to other websites without prior written permission. Unauthorized copying of all or part of this course will infringe on copyright and may result in legal remedies and damages. Before we begin this webinar, I'll tell you about myself and why I started the Fashion Potential. I have over 15 years of experience working in the New York City fashion industry, working in areas such as sales, merchandising, and product development. I started out my career working as a retail assistant buyer for Belk department stores. I then moved on to working in sales and merchandising for companies such as Liz Claiborne, Calvin Klein, Nicole Miller, Cynthia Rowley, Rocawear, and Joe's Jeans, just to name a few. I was also an instrumental force in the Harajuku Lovers and Lamb handbag brand launch. But in 2007, I decided I needed something more. I really wanted to learn about the internet. I knew it was going to be the way of the future, and I needed to learn more about it. So I created the popular website called WorkChic. I sold it in 2010, and I then created the Fashion Potential. I want to give back to others what I wish someone had told me when I started out in the industry. I've seen it all, and I know how fashion is done the right way, and also the wrong way. I look forward to helping you launch a successful fashion brand. So you have a product, now what? Here's how to get your message out there. Your fashion brand must be able to convey a strong message to buyers, press, and consumers. Having marketing and point-of-sale materials in place will help reach the retailer and ultimately the end user, the customer. Marketing materials, whether they are printed or done digitally, are a highly effective way to promote your business to customers, clients, business partners, and potential investors. So what are they exactly? Marketing materials are printed or digital materials that business owners use to promote their companies and services. There are four main types of marketing materials you should know about. Paper or digital marketing materials. This can include brochures, flyers, postcards, business cards, line sheets, just to name a few. Promotional marketing materials convey your brand message. Normally it's done via t-shirts, mugs, calendars, pens, gift certificates, keychains, and even tote bags. Stationery is also another type of marketing material. That can be done via letterhead, order forms, greeting cards, invitations, envelopes, address labels, and rubber stamps. And the last type of marketing material are signs and banners. That can be posters or your point of sale signage that you can put at a boutique, on your site, or at a department store level. One of the most important marketing materials you will need to have is your lookbook. Here are some helpful tips as you put together your lookbook. Lookbooks vary in shapes and sizes. They also introduce your products to both press and buyers. You want to show clear photographs of your key or core items in your lookbook. They are normally less detailed than a line sheet, but you can include a model or style number, MSRP price, which is the manufacturer suggested retail price, and your contact details. But keep in mind to edit your lookbook. have the most important images. The others can be shown via your website or even on your line sheet. Here are some tips to look for when you're printing your lookbooks with a printer. You want to use high-resolution images. These images will focus on the garment and details of the item. Very important. The majority of the lookbooks are produced in matte finish. That's usually the opening price point of getting lookbooks printed. If you want to enhance the lookbooks with embossing, foiling, or even a glossy finish, it will cost you extra. Dimensions and binding of your lookbooks are of your personal choice. Again, costs will vary. The quantity, always print out more than you think you will need. Usually comes in batches of 250, 500, something to think about. And the final product, always ask for a mock-up version of your lookbook from your printer before it goes to final print. That way you can adjust any images or any typing errors, or just if you want to switch the layout. Always ask for a mock-up before it goes to print, otherwise you will pay for it. Digital lookbooks are becoming extremely popular. It's also very cost-effective. It's easy to put it right on your website. For example, I found one, it's called Miko Swimwear. They have a tab on their website called Lookbook, and it opens to this book or catalog. You press on it and you will see all of the images from their spring collection. Very, very simple. If you don't feel comfortable about having everyone look at your lookbook online, you can always password protect it. You can give that information to retailers and buyers, but it's an easy way to have people come to your site, also see what you're doing and what you've been up to, read your latest press and see who you're selling to. Very, very cost-effective way of getting your message out there. You can also be very creative with your digital lookbook. For example, Prada released their Fantasy Motion Lookbook. You can find it on YouTube. I've included the link here. It's mainly line drawings. It's not actual product images, but it's very interesting. You can see the details of some of their accessories, their shoes, some of their garments. Very interesting way of just getting the product out there in an unusual manner. So you decide you want to have a photo shoot for your lookbook or catalog, or even your line sheet. Here are some tips to remember. Turn to your friends or clients for suggestions on photographers that will not only be cost effective for you, but will shoot your collection in the best possible way. You want to choose a photographer that will convey your brand message. They know what vision you're trying to convey to your target market. Before you even begin, ask yourself the following. What is the purpose of these images? Is it for my lookbook, my press kit, my line sheets, or my website? Remember, a lookbook for buyers needs to show all the details, from the texture of the garment, to a print, to even a silhouette. If you're shooting images strictly for consumers, it needs to be more editorial in nature, meaning it needs to tell a story or create some sort of atmosphere. You're trying to draw that customer in. So this is what you'll need when you plan your photo shoot for your lookbook or line sheet. Your collection. Of course you need your collection. You want to make sure it's steamed and pressed before the actual photo shoot. You want to make sure all the details are finished. For example, hems, strings are cut. It has to be in 100% tip-top shape before it's photographed. You want to hire models, whether it's one model or multiple models, depending on how many looks that you're showing. And of course, the photographer. Meet with the photographer in person and make sure you ask if they have a portfolio so you can view their prior work. You want to see if they shot brands similar to yours or had a photo shoot with models and looks similar to yours, because it helps to convey the brand message to your customers. Models. Make sure they have the image your label is trying to project. Also, will they appeal to your target market? If your target market is aged 18 to 24 and your model is older, in their 40s, it's really not going to send the right message. You want to make sure you do your research beforehand. And always plan on plan B when it comes to hiring models. What does that mean? Sometimes they're a no-show due to scheduling issues. You always want to schedule alternate models just in case. Now your other team will include a hairstylist and makeup artist. Sometimes it's the same person, sometimes you have a hairstylist and they'll bring along their friend who's also a makeup artist. Remember, hair and makeup take about 3 hours, so factor that into your planning time when you're thinking about doing a photo shoot. So now you've had your photo shoot. You will receive proofs that you can access via a link to a website that the photographer provides you, or you will receive a CD of these images. Some photographers will include retouching on a few of the images, but not all of them. Make sure you factor that into your photo shoot budget. It's great to have a friend that really knows Photoshop so they can help you retouch these images if you don't want to spend the extra money to have all of your lookbook images done professionally. Line sheets are generally used for wholesale purposes. Send out your line sheet along with the lookbook to a retail buyer. They should include the following: logo, season, style name and number, colors, the fabrication, delivery dates of your items, contact information, which includes address and website, which is very important, email address, wholesale price, MSRP, which is the manufactured suggested retail price, any order minimums that you may have, and sizes that are available if applicable. A line sheet needs to be more functional than it needs to be artistically pleasing. It can be both. But your lookbook and photographs generate interest. Your line sheets are a tool for the buyer to order. What you have to think of when laying out your line sheet is how easy is it to write an order based on the information you have presented on this line sheet. You can see one here. It's very basic. It's line drawing, not product images, has the model number. The prices may be on another sheet. You have detailed fabric information. You have the colors. It's really all that the buyer needs. You can also create a line sheet for your website. I love how American Apparel has a wholesale section on their website. It releases product information as well as colors. You can see the fabrics, even find out about their screen printing process, about their fleece program, their organics, 50/50 shirts, their tri-blend shirts. Great way, again, if you want to password protect it, it's a smart idea so not everyone sees all of your information. If you want to have a wholesale and retail section to your website, something very smart and something to think about in the future as you develop your own personal website. In the wholesale section of the American Apparel website, it has a line sheet. They tell you that their products come in more than 80 colors. The charts provide approximate reference samples as well as equivalent Pantone matching system values and numbers. Some colors cannot be accurately reproduced because of the unique characteristic of certain fabrics when possible. So you refer to an actual garment.